Okay, example. The sum of two consecutive counting integers is 35. So an example of two counting integers would be 2 and 3. We know it ain't 2 and 3 because 2 plus 3 doesn't add up to 35. We have to find the two consecutive ones, counting ones. Means I don't skip places. That would give me a sum of 35. So equals 35. Now, since there's two of them, you're going to put x and x right up above the problem. But they can't both be x's, okay? You're going to put that. Consecutive counting integers go by one space. So it's going to be x and x plus 1. Now, you see two x's. So since you see two of them, you put 2x and then plus the 1. Dot, circle, make your wall. Got a 1 there. I got to subtract that, so it's 2 dot x. 35 minus 1 is 34. Then I divide by 2. And 34 divided by 2 is 17. So x equals 17. That's the first number. To find the second number, you just add 1 to it. It's 18. So just put 17 comma 18. Now add them, see if it's 35. If it doesn't add to 35, I did it wrong. Or, yup. Okay, the sum of two consecutive odd integers is 20. So it's not counting integers this time. So example of two odd integers, right, consecutive, be 1 and 3. You have to jump 2 spaces to get from one odd to the next. So it's two numbers. I go x, x, and this time it's x plus 2. So equals 20. This time it's x and x. I would add the x's together. That'd be 2x and then plus 2. Dot, circle. Okay. Minus 2, that's 18. 2 times x equals 18. Then I divide by 2. Divide by 2. X equals 9. Now put a comma and find out what the next odd integer is. So again, we know x is 9, and then 9 plus 2 would be 11. Is 9 plus 11 20? I believe so. Okay, the sum of two consecutive even integers is negative 50. Find the two integers. So we're equal to negative 50. Now, even's just like odd. To get from one even to the next, you got to move 2 slots forward, okay? So it's x and x plus 2. Because I don't know either one of them. So there are two x variables, but I know one is 2 forward from the other. So that's why it's plus 2. X and x makes 2x, 2x plus 2. Minus 2, minus 2. It's not 48. Now it's negative 50 minus 2, so it's negative 52. So 2 dot x equals negative 52. Then divide by 2. Divide by 2. X equals negative 26. Now, that's negative 26. Now, negative 26 plus 2, it's not negative 28, okay? Negative 26 plus 2 is negative 24 because you're moving. You'd be at negative 26, down here, and now you move 2 forward. You'd be at negative 24. Remember, take your calculator if you have to and just punch in the number and add 2 to it. Negative 26 plus negative 24 is going to be negative 50. Okay, the sum of 3 consecutive odd integers, 57. Find the 3 integers. So it's equal to 57, but this time we have 3 integers we have to find. They're consecutive and they're odd. So remember, 2 odd numbers have 2 spaces between them. So we got x, x, x this time because there's 3 of them. So that's just x. Now to jump from one odd to the next, you got to go 2 places. Now when you go back to the original odd integer, like let's say 1, and the next, so I know that 1 to 3 is 2 places. Back to the 1, 1 to the 5 would be 4 places. So it's x, x plus 2, and x plus 4. Now you have 3 x's, so it's 3x. And then you also have to add the 2 and the 4. That's 6. So dot circle, make your wall. Minus 6, it's 51. So 3 dot x equals 51. Divide by 3. 51 divided by 3 is 17. So x equals 17, comma, and then 17 plus 2 is 19. And then 17 plus 4, okay? Remember, for all these x's, it's 17. 17 plus 2 is 19. 17 plus 4 is 21. And there they are, consecutive odd integers. Now add them up, see if they add up to 57. Yup, sure do. Okay, pause the video, do the 4 on the back. Again, remember, counting is, if you have 2 counting integers, it's x, x plus 1. 3 consecutive would be x plus 2. 4, x plus 3. 2 consecutive odds is x and x plus 2. The reason why it's plus 2, you got to go 2 spaces to get from one odd to the next. And the evens the same way. Okay, again, when it gives you 3 consecutive, you go x, and then 2 forward, and then back to x, then 4 forward, and that's how that works. Okay, pause the video, work on the back side of that. Okay, now the next thing we're going with is ratios. Ratios compare 2 quantities, 2 values together. For example, I go 50 miles in 4 hours. 50 to 4 is a ratio. Okay. I spend $50 on 5 video games. 50 to 5 is a ratio. Now, ratios can be divided and simplified, okay, which is what you're going to be doing here. You're going to use ratios to find the best deal. You have $25 for 2 shirts, $45 for 4 shirts, $30 for 3 shirts. Now, we're going to use X, Y, because to find ratios when we line them up, we always want to set the Y divided by the X, okay? So, I'm going to make 3 of these. Now, what's Y, what's X? Now, I don't have time to save me, but I know that X cannot be money, okay? So, Y would have to be our money, and X would have to be our shirts. Remember, I'm dividing the Y by the X, so the Y is $25 divided by the X, 2 shirts. $45 divided by 4. $30 over 3, that's a ratio. Now, to find the best deal, you're going to divide the ratios, okay? Because dividing 25 by 2 will tell you how much just one single shirt costs. And the same with 45 divided by 4. It's like 3 different stores. So 25 divided by 2, that'd be 12.5. So that's $12.50. So that'd be for 1 shirt. Okay, 45 divided by 4. It's going to be $11.25 for 1 shirt, or per shirt. I mean, every shirt's $11.25. 30 divided by 3 is 10, so that'd be $10 for 1 shirt. So what's the best deal? $10. So C is the one you circle. Okay, what's faster speed? So we're going to make ratios out of that. Remember, it's the Y divided by the X. Well, which one's Y, which one's X? Well, we have a time unit, so that's obviously our X, and that's Y. That's X, that's Y. So the Y here is 365, and the X here is 5. The Y here is 408, and the X here is 6. Let's go 365 divided by 5, and that's going to be 73. Now it's 73 miles in 1 hour. That's how fast that car can go. 408 divided by 6, that's going to be 68 miles in 1 hour. Which one's faster? 73 is faster. Okay, so A. Okay, which is a better price? 7 pounds for $8.47 or 9 pounds for $11.07. So again, I set up a ratio, but in algebra we take it's the y over the x, because otherwise you'll get stuff that really makes no sense. So I don't have time, but I know x cannot be money. So y is money, x is pounds. So we have to take the dollars divided by the pounds. So $8.47 divided by 7. And here we're going to take $11.07 divided by 9. So you are now taking the ratio and simplifying it to find out how much 1 pound cost. $1.21. So it's $1.21 for 1 pound, for an individual pound at that store. 11.07 divided by 9 is going to be $1.23 for 1 pound. Well, I think if you look at it, the $1.21 is a better deal. Okay, remember, price, better price is the lower price. That'd be A. So we'll have that part of that on this, and the other part's easy. Okay, you have to solve for x. 3 over x equals 8 over 13. This is pretty mindless, actually. Okay, the two numbers so here's my x. It's diagonal from 8. I'm going to multiply the other two diagonals. I'm going to take 3 times 13, and then whatever that product is, I divide by 8. Cross multiply and divide. Okay, 4.875. The way to check your answer is to take 3 divided by the x, but I know the x is 4.875. So I get that, 0.61, yada, yada, yada. Now take 8 divided by 13, 0.61, yada, yada, yada. Now the ratios are equal value. Okay, x equals. There's a reason why cross multiply divide works, which we'll get to next in the next part. X is diagonal from 3, so I multiply 15 by 2 and then divide by 3. That's 10. Okay, so here 3 is diagonal from x, so I multiply 8 by 30 and then divide by 3. It's going to be 80. So again, you can always check, divide 3 by 8, and that's that ratio's value, 0.375. Then 30 divided by 80, 0. And that only makes sense. 3 over 8 and then 30 over 80. That's kind of right there. Okay, cross multiply. 7 times 4 divided by 2. 7 times 4 is 28. Divided by 2 is 14. Negative 9 times 6. So you can get a negative here. Negative 9 times 6 divided by 5. And you can do that all at one time. Negative 10.8. Now, if you think something looks fishy, just take your calculator, take negative 9 divided by negative 10.8, 0.83 repeating, then divide 5 by 6, 0.83 repeating. It's got to be right then. Cross multiply 8 times 10 divided by 3. Okay, that's kind of sloppy. So here's what you do when you get that, a number that just goes on forever when you cross multiply and divide. You hit second at the top, and then this PRB button right here, okay? 26 2/3. So it's exact, okay? So I take negative 3 times 20. I'm fine with a decimal, just a decimal that never go ends, okay? Then you go second, PRB equals. Okay, negative 3 times 22 divided by 4. Negative 16.5. Okay, next one. Negative 5 times 6 divided by 2. Negative 15. And this is a lot of garbage. This is just showing you why they're equal. 1/2 equals 3/6. Get rid of those. Okay. Okay, I want you to go ahead and do the assignment then.